How's it going, everybody? It is Perfect Order release week, and that means we get to start our next master set. That is Perfect Order. We are going to be building our master set binder today. We've got an ETB, we've got a booster box, and we've got a single pack blister here. I couldn't find the 3-pack blister, but we'll get that eventually. As always, we are in a 12-pocket Vault-X binder. This one has been custom engraved by Ashley at chillybirdco. So thank you for that, Ashley, for always giving us a beautiful binder to start our master sets in. And if we don't hit anything out of this booster box, I actually do have another one, but I kind of want to limit it since this is such a small set. We're going to see what one booster box worth of pulls gets us. So let's switch the camera around and start this master set. So we actually are already starting the binder off with a hit. We have already picked up the gold Mega Zygarde. The reason being that this was released accidentally. Like, there were error packs of Prismatic Evolution booster bundles that have released over the past couple weeks, and people kept pulling this out of them. And a guy locally pulled it, and I traded him some stuff for it. So, I figured while the opportunity was there, I might as well pick up the gold in case, as usual, this one was a tough one to find. So we at least have a little something to start the binder with. Now, if we pull it again, is what it is. But luckily, I just traded some extra sealed product. So the single pack blister comes with a Snorlax coin. It is one of the small Snorlax coins, and it comes with a Makuhita Cosmos foil promo card 68. So there is also a Chikorita promo card in the 3-pack blister. And, I am still missing one, but here are the pre-release promos for Perfect Order. So if you have the one I am missing, I don't know is it Barbarical? Somebody I'm missing. Please let me know. I would like to get that from you because I do need it for the back of the binder. But let's do it. Let's do our first pack as this single pack blister. Then we'll rip into the ETB. Then we'll do the booster box. And as always, stay tuned until the end of the video, or the end of the opening rather, and we will actually do the binder build. We will show off the binder and see how much progress we can make in the master set off of just this one initial opening. So we do not have, we doubled up on our Chin Pals there, but we do not have a hit on our first opening. That's okay though. So let's check out this this ETB. Now, usually with the ETBs, this is what I replace my background with. So I won't make you guys watch me struggle through that, but just know that in the future. So one of the coolest things about the ETBs that people always ask me about as far as starting a new set, how to keep track, here's the player's guide. It comes with an ETB, and it will give you a checklist of what you need for the master set. Sometimes they can be a little confusing, to be honest. The master set player's guide for Ascended Heroes didn't, Barbarical is the one I'm missing, did not have the like extra checkboxes for every one of the reverse holo variants. So, just take that for what you will. Like, I always use the app Dex. That will for sure get you what you need for your master set checklist. It's always updated really quickly. So out of the ETB, we get our sleeves, our little Zygarde Cell sleeves. That's pretty cool. We get our awesome Tyrant promo card. And I do have some Perfect Order Pokemon Center ETBs coming. So we will get those as well. We'll get the Pokemon Center Tyrant as well. Little Zygarde Cell coin. And we have our 9 packs here. So let's start ripping into it. And I believe the pull rates on this set, I haven't watched a lot of openings yet because, I like to leave a little bit for myself as a surprise. But I believe the pull rates are just going to be normal. The Gengar with the GameStop stamp, I'm not looking forward to paying for. I assume people are going to be jacking up the price on that. So because the pull rates are going to be the same here, and this is a very small master set, I believe that it's 203 cards, okay? So because it is a 203 card master set, and the pull rates are the same, people are going to be pulling a lot of the cards that they're going to be pulling. So there will be a lot of, every illustration rare for the set being pulled. There will be a lot of special illustration rares pulled from the set, even if the odds are still only, 1 in 70-ish packs. So I don't expect this one to be a super expensive master set, especially for two reasons. And I'll give you 2 points of comparison here. So think of Journey Together, right? Journey Together is another very small master set, kind of in line with this master set size, right? But it actually has a ton of, you know, desirable cards in it. And it's still a very cheap master set as we get our Mega Starmie, which I cannot wait to get the SIR of. I love that card. So Journey Together is a small set full of desirable cards, right? I don't think this is going to be a small set with a couple desirable cards, more in line with, say, like Stellar Crown or something like that. So I think you combine the small set size of Journey Together with the sort of lack of desirability minus a couple illustration rares like in Stellar Crown, then, you know, outside of the Mewtwo, maybe the Starmie, and I guess the Zygarde because it's the, you know, chase. I don't think there's going to be too much that is very expensive in this set. And I am happy to see that because we need a little bit of a break, I think, from, you know, everything being $1 zillion just to buy it as a single and all that kind of stuff. I'm ready for some cheap, doable, better entry point master sets. So please don't take that as me saying in any way, shape, or form that, you know, this set isn't going to be worth it. I don't believe that at all. I really didn't like to see, and I don't mean this as a knock against anybody because I watch everybody's videos and love them, but I didn't like to see the kind of clickbaity, you know, like, is this the worst set ever thumbnails that have been going around from some people who have already opened this. And that's just because, you know, I like every set. I got to collect every set. Nice. And well, I don't have to, but that's how I want to do my collecting. So all of the sets are cool for me. Man, we're getting skunked in this ETB though. So I would hope for at least an illustration rare. We're at 3 EX cards so far. So I would like an illustration rare or a full art or something. And no luck. Reverse holo Pokepad and a telepathic energy. So this is going to be a bad ETB for us, but that's okay. No god packs to worry about with this set. You know, it's just going to be a small, tight set focused on a particular, you know, there we go. We get a Rowlet as the sole card that saves our ETB. A very off-center Rowlet, but a very cute Rowlet too. So there is our first like nice pull of the set. And let's go ahead and start ripping into some more guaranteed pull rates with the booster box. And this will give me my first idea into, you know, what the pull rate differences are for this set versus others. And again, I don't expect there to really be any pull rate differences. So I'm going to guess, like usual, that we'll get, you know, 3 illustration rares out of here. We will get maybe 1 or 2 full arts, including one of the items, and a bunch of EXs, maybe like 4 to 6 EXs. And if we're lucky, if the pull rates are like 1 in every 72 packs, this might be one of the 2 booster boxes, you know, that would have a special illustration rare in it. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm excited to pull any of them. And if you saw the last video, where, oh, there we go, very cool, Yveltal full art or Eviltal or however you want to say it. Somebody tell me how to say it. Sometimes I will refresh myself on a set with the Bulbapedia pronunciation guide, just so that I don't make a fool of myself. But if you didn't see the last video where we were talking about opening, we got something shiny back there. So hopefully, let's see if it's just teasing us with a normal EX card. It is. It's the Starmie again. Then I think what I'd like to do, since this is going to be a very small set, a relatively cheap set, you know, it's not going to be anything like what we had to complete for Ascended Heroes. I fully expect to be able to complete this master set, you know, next month for like well, I don't know. It does have one of those golds in it. I don't know. Call it $900, $800, which is still a lot of money, but not anything like the 5,000 to 7,000 of Ascended Heroes, which is crazy. So, like I said, I am glad for the break, and I think this is a good way for the Pokemon company to kind of ride out the demand and not inundate us with tons of sets and specialty product and everything like that, so that our English sets are of a more manageable size, and you get all kinds of side benefits of that, like cards being a little bit cheaper, and like, you know, think of Phantasmal Flames. That is an expensive Charizard. There's no like ifs, ands, or buts about it. But imagine if that Charizard was part of Ascended Heroes. That would not be a $400 or $500 card, whatever it is. You know, that's going to be a $1,500 card, whatever. So just, this is what I want. I want that card so bad. We didn't pull it in Nile Zero. So, like I said, I was going to think of, I don't know if I'll hunt the master set, but I will put what progress we have made as we pull a Rowlet again. I will put what progress we have made on the Japanese Nile Zero master set in the back of the Perfect Order binder, similar to how we did with much better centering on this one, similar to how we did with Shrouded Fable. So go back and watch the Shrouded Fable master set video, and you will see that I was able to master set it in both English and Japanese, and it's really cool on those smaller sets to like flip from the English to the Japanese master set. It's just a neat way to compare the sets. You know, they're going to be so similar that yes, it is just a difference in language, but you know, it's interesting to do comparison points of the quality of the cards and things like that. Now this is what I imagine will ultimately be the chase card of the set, not this one, but the actual Meowth EX Special Illustration Rare. So I can't imagine Old Zygarde is going to hold value over that particular Meowth with its playability and just how cool it looks. I don't particularly get the criticism of it looking like a, you know, a glorified full art. So there have been cards like that, like the Special Illustration Rare Archaludon or whatever. That is just a full art, but I don't think the Meowth really qualifies. I think the Meowth is a pretty cool card. So there are 88 cards in this mainline set. I'm not sure how many EXs, but it's not very many. So call it, I don't know, 75 to 85 commons, uncommons, and rare cards that could have a reverse holo. So there are 2 reverse holos per pack. That means, you know, minus hits, I should get 60 to 70 reverse holos just out of 1 booster box. So I think just 1 booster box of this set will be sufficient in your opening to, you know, get a really good master set started as far as bulk. I don't think you need to pay the inflated, like, booster box premium, whatever they are at market price right now. I think as I started today, Monday, I think they were at $230. So I'll be interested to see where by the end of the day the booster boxes have fallen to. One of the questions, as we pull our Mega Zygarde there, one of the questions I get asked all the time, especially during this video, since it's coming out on a Monday or Tuesday, like of release week, is, oh man, that one's not good in quality. So you guys don't let me forget that when the time comes to place that in the binder, if we pull another one, we want to put the one that's in good quality. I always get asked why or how I am opening up these cards early. I am not like connected to anybody. I am not connected with distribution. If I was, I would be opening these and doing this video like last week. The reason I'm able to open these is the same way you could too, is that if you have a Play Store, that hosts a Pokemon League, then those stores, those local shops that host Pokemon Leagues can sell the new sets the week of release instead of waiting until Friday. which big box stores or non-play stores have to wait until that street date to actually sell a set. So it's just like a little bonus that your local shops where you go to League can sell early, right? And if you are only a collector, which a lot of us are, like you don't play the game or anything like that, then I don't blame you for not knowing that, because if you don't have too many local comic shop or local card shops or whatever that host League around you, or if you don't have any to frequent or whatever, you may not be aware that those places can sell the set early. And that's what I do. Monday when the shop opens, I go to my local shop and I get my cards, you know, quote unquote early. So that is how I am able to get these videos out for you at the start of the week. Now, that does still mean, though, usually that they can't sell singles until release day, Friday. So that's why the sort of release cadence for me personally is to check out my store on Monday, try to record this video, and then on Friday, we will have some singles to start hunting. As we pull our second illustration rare, the pretty cool Raticate there, with Rattata in the background, protecting his alleyway. Pretty cool. So, again, we might, you will know based on whether the video says that I opened up, what, 46 packs or whatever it is, or 82 packs, I guess. You will know whether we hit anything out of this booster box, because if I don't hit anything as far as a special illustration rare goes, I am going to open up another booster box, because I always want to pull one special illustration rare at least. But within reason, I'm not going to keep opening booster boxes of this until I pull something. So if the pull rates are not, you know, 1 in every 2 booster boxes, or I get lucky and I picked the 2 of the booster boxes in the case that did not have a special illustration rare, well, then it is what it is. So that's the gamble you take. I don't think the gold cards, those are going to be like, what, 1 in every 3 cases or something like that, something silly like that. So, you know, I'm not, that's why I wasn't too concerned about like getting that card early and risking double pulling it, you know. So I also don't think that it is going to be too high a value of a gold card. Like if the Lucario and the Gardevoir, as the least desirable ones that have released so far, are, you know, whatever, $200. I can't imagine Zygarde, which is essentially just like a gold Rabska. Like that's just not a great gold card in my opinion. And I don't usually knock any of the cards. Like I said, I got to collect them all, but that's just not a great one. We got maybe another full art there. Yep, we have a full art Tarragon there. It's always nice to see cards like this and kind of revisit the games a little bit. It's been a while since I've played Legend ZA, but there's always something in the works. I wonder if they'll do a Pokopia set. I doubt it, but that's what has been taking up my time lately. So let me know where you are in Pokopia if you're playing it, and you know what you are, what you're building out, what kind of habitat you're making. I guess I am not good at it. It's my first time playing a game like that, so I've just been kind of throwing stuff at random and waiting for Pokemon to show up. As we are on a long run of not pulling much out of this booster box, to be honest. So we should have, like I said, 1 more illustration rare to come, hopefully. I think we've exhausted our full arts. We got lots of EXs already. And there is our Esper illustration rare from Minami Namitake, and that's another beautiful card from them in the same vein as many of their other cards. So we've got quite a few packs left. Does that mean we're going to go on a big run of not pulling much? Or does it mean we might get lucky with a special illustration rare? Like I said, the benefit of opening these on like release day is that I have to, you know, you got to fill out the binder anyway. So even with maybe a long string, there's another EX back there, even with maybe a long string of no hits out of a particular pack, we should be pulling a lot of cards that we actually need for the set. So there are no card shows for me that are like right after this set release. So that means my ability to hunt singles for this master set may either have to wait about a week, which honestly isn't the worst idea because it means that values might settle, or it means that we'll have to rely on just my local card shops. And, you know, I don't think on a small set like this that will be an issue. When I was completing Journey Together, which is still like kind of right in the middle of the hobby being crazy and value, or everybody wanting the sets, you know, so lots being purchased and stuff. Even then, so we get a Decidueye EX. Even then, they had like pretty much, I think, just in one fell swoop, every card we needed for the master set. So between Phantasmal Flames, I think Mega Evolution we completed in like the release weekend, right? And then Phantasmal Flames, I think we completed the day after release. So like Saturday after the set had released. And we got another, okay, so we got 4 illustration rares out of this box. So yeah, I mean, 4 illustration rares out of a box. So we cool to get the cool Probopass, which, do I have it in Japanese sitting around here? I think I have it somewhere in Japanese as an extra. I was going to try to compare. But I think this one might be another one where, like, you know, by the end of this week or this weekend, I'm able to just complete it locally based on what people put on Facebook or whatever. So we get our Mega Clefable EX there, which is another great card in the set that I look forward to pulling or look forward to buying. The organization there is not the best. All right. Let's cross our fingers for a special illustration rare here in the last few packs. And if not, we'll rip into this other booster box. Why not? Why not open up one of the smallest sets they've ever done with some of the most initial amount of packs we've ever used to start our master set? I'm not smart. All right. See if there's some penultimate pack magic. And as you can see, I don't think we will be having any trouble whatsoever. Oh, nice. We get another full art. So we get 2 Pokemon. Man, that's a lot of hits in this box. So we got 2 Pokemon full arts, 1 other full art, 4 illustration rares. So yeah, not bad as far as pull rates, even though we have not pulled and are not likely to pull here a special illustration rare out of the box. Doesn't look like it. So we have another box here that we will open up, but let's take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hits out of that booster box. So yeah, absolutely normal amount of hits in the box. We just want to try to get a special illustration rare. So let's see if we can pull some of the other cool illustration rares out of this box. And and keep the, actually I'm going to have to move my bulk out of the way here. All right, bulk is separated out so we can keep ripping. And, you know, I'm just basing off of nothing that the pull rates have not changed. So this is my attempt at determining that. I haven't watched Danny Phantom's video on pull rates yet. I'm not even sure if he has posted that yet. Does he post that on the Monday of release or does he post that on the Friday of release? I can't remember. But when the pull rate video goes live, I usually just watch his videos to see about what the pull rates are. He obviously has access to, you know, ripping a whole bunch more packs than I do. And that's always fun to see. I also am not sure if TCG Player has posted their pull rate data. I think they usually do that like the week after. So let's just cross our fingers and hope that it is 1 and 2, and I didn't get unlucky and pick in the booster box the, you know, two of the, say, 3 that did not have a hidden, or that did not have a special illustration in them. I always just like to, when I build the binder, I always just like to be able to look at one of the special illustration rares in the back of the binder at least, and like have a fond memory of like, oh, hey, I pulled that one. You know what I mean? We had tremendous luck with Ascended Heroes, opening up, you know, more than our fair share of special illustration rares out of a limited number of packs. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the universe is like, nope, you opened up enough with Ascended Heroes. So this cheap set, you know, you don't get any of the cards and you're a dummy for buying the booster box. But in case, I always like to have that one card that I'm rooting for. For me, this time around, it is the Starmie, weirdly enough. You know, obviously I'd love to pull the Meowth because I think that one's going to be difficult to track down both for its playability. There's another bad quality control at the top of the card there. I wonder if those like were cut off the same sheet or something. But we pulled another one that I don't believe had that issue, so. That's a bummer. I was actually going to mention, you know, how I haven't seen many quality control issues coming off of the English product lately. You know, there's always the weird centering sometimes, but I haven't seen like, you know, personally, I mean, I have not seen too much of the evidence that usually comes along with the fact that they are running the printing presses at full speed. You know what I mean? There's always going to be some sacrifice in quality as we get one of the illustration rares we needed, the Dedenne. Nice, very cute card. From another routine artist in the TCG, Hyogo Nosuke. I actually need to look that up because I think that artist had one of the like 12 card, you know, in between sets, 12 card connecting artworks, as we get the card I asked for. Nice. See? That's why you open up 2 boxes. I wish we would have opened up this box first. Then I would have saved the other one back. But we pull the Mega Starmie special illustration rare. Let's see if that has any of the same like quality control. No, it looks like it came from like a different sheet. So cool. Only reason I'm looking at that is because it is not because I grade or anything. It's just because I happen to be talking about that. But I mean, that's going to be the pull of the day. Look at that. Awesome colors, awesome texture. I wish I had it in Japanese to show off the difference in texture. If you happen to be watching and curious, the sleeves I'm using this time around are the Vault-X sleeves. So they're a little shorter than the Ultra Pro penny sleeves, and I like that. So we're going to see how those go in the binder. That's what I used for Phantasmal Flames and Mega Evolution. So I think just for the standard, you know, master sets for this era, I'm going to go with Vault-X sleeves. I will demonstrate to you guys, since again, I believe this is going to be a set that doesn't take us, you know, like Ascended Heroes was like a 9 video series to complete. Might have a full art back here. And because of that, yay, we do have a full art, and it's the Meowth. Nice. So that's going to save us some money. Can't remember what I was talking about, but the set as it exists now is going to be really, really small, right? So I don't anticipate any issues completing it. Another Meowth. Would have been nice if we did the SIR, the full art, then the regular EX back-to-back. I don't anticipate any trouble completing it. So if we need to fill the content gap, like say I finished that this weekend, it's not going to be like Ascended where it's like a 9 video series trying to complete that master set. Honestly, this might be like a 2 video series trying to complete this master set. And if that's the case, then I've got Chilling Reign kind of queued up to knock out as a master set. And one of the interesting things, I was looking at that binder the other day talking about sleeves, is that I was using Perfect Fit sleeves at the time. And I can demonstrate to you with that master set binder in progress why Perfect Fit sleeves are not a good option. At least for my purposes of completing these master sets the way I do. So they just fit too loose in the sleeve, and like we'll have cards all cockeyed in the sleeve. I don't like it. I'd rather it be really tight in the sleeve so that the card stays oriented the right way and nothing moves around and blah, blah, blah. But I do sleeve everything. So if I occasionally get that question like, hey, should I sleeve all the commons and stuff? I do. Penny sleeves are cheap, so I'd rather have the uniformity. Oh, one other thing, listening to me ramble. Some of you may be aware, it's not nice, as we get the Auroras special illustration rare, rather. Some of you may be aware or have seen that there is a new Pokemon pinball machine, like a real pinball machine, not a new Pokemon pinball game, but a Pokemon pinball machine by Stern Pinball. I am a huge pinball fan. That is like my, I don't know. I don't want to say like primary hobby because you all are sitting here watching my YouTube channel for Pokemon. So obviously Pokemon is like my primary hobby, but I'm also a big pinball fanatic. And I have for years and years and years, like fixed and restored or just played classic arcade games and pinball machines. And like I said, there's a new pinball machine by Stern Pinball for Pokemon. And I just got the notification today that mine will be arriving sometime next week. So I look forward to, if you guys want to see it, if you would indulge me, I'd love to make a little video going through the new Pokemon pinball machine. And I'll try, that's always a little risky because I know that as a general audience, you guys don't care about pinball machines. You want to see me completing master sets and collecting cards, and I don't blame you. So I might release it as a members only video as we pull the Drapion. We are killing it, not doubling up on any of our illustration rares other than the Rowlet. So I may do that as a members only video if you guys would indulge me. So I do want to give a special shout out, which I do not do often enough, to the Master Set Club, our membership group here on the channel. Thank you all so much, as always, for the extra support. I can't tell you how much it means to me. And I know, if you are a channel member and you haven't like hooked up on your YouTube membership with Discord, you get access to like a members only channel on the Discord and stuff like that. And it's one of the best ways for me to get direct feedback from the people who like to watch me the most. So I genuinely thank you guys and hope that you take advantage of that, because, I want to interact with you directly in more ways. And that's one of the ways I found to do so. So either look for that as a members only video, or if there is enough interest. So in the pinball machine, you can actually like catch Pokemon, obviously, right? And it will be a thing, if it isn't right now, where you can basically fill out your Pokedex on this app, like this pinball app where you track achievements and stuff in the game. And that may seem weird to you if you're not a pinball fan, but pinball is not like little ding, 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 chime, chime, chime. Like you may remember it, you know, or may conceptualize it as in your head. Pinball machines are physical video games, basically, at this point. They have extremely, extremely deep rule sets and stories and all that kind of stuff. They are fantastic fun, like very kinetic fun right there in the palm of your hands. And it's just like playing games or whatever. And it wouldn't be a Pokemon pinball machine without the, you know, the ability to fill out your Pokedex. So maybe we'll do something like that. Maybe we'll try to like master the Pokedex of the Pokemon pinball machine. But like I said, I will probably not release that as a normal video on the channel. There's plenty of people out there with the audience for pinball who will be getting a Pokemon pinball machine, and making YouTube videos about it. But if you see it, you know, in the background behind me, that is what that is. And I cannot wait for it to get here. So this is a very exciting time for me. I get to try to, that's my own internal goal for myself, is I want to finish this master set before my Pokemon pinball machine arrives. Because if I finish this master set before the Pokemon pinball machine arrives, I can play my pinball machine more. So looking forward to that. And another. So yeah, we did not double up. What a great opening so far. We did not double up on any of the illustration rares as we pull the very cool Spupa. I love that card. This is going to be like I said, none of these cards are going to be super expensive. You know what I mean? This isn't like Stellar Crown where there's a Bulbasaur and a Squirtle that match the Charmander from the Obsidian Flames promo. You know what I'm saying? There are not any illustration rares like that. There is a hyper playable like Meowth, or a playable Meowth, and there is, I guess, you know, sure, people want Zygarde. I don't really think people want Zygarde. There's a really cool, the Mega Clefable or whatever is going to be a really cool card, and I just don't think you're going to have to spend 20 to 50 bucks on any of the illustration rares or anything like that. So that's good. I'm glad for that. Here's a cool Lumio City full art. Seems straight out of Legend ZA. So if this is one of your entry points into the hobby, which I know it will be for some of you, then my recommendation is to, if you have it in your budget, maybe do what I'm doing, rip a little bit and see where you can get if you want to master this set. But also just wait about a week or two. This is going to be a lot different as far as market prices go than, say, Ascended Heroes. Ascended Heroes had an absolutely atrocious release where, you know, they only released 3-pack blisters as the first release product, okay? And it was hard to get packs, and people weren't opening them, and they were all being resold. So all of the singles were inflated on the market. So it took a while, and they honestly still haven't fully gone down in value yet. I expect the release of the booster bundles and the fact that this set has released, so things like Pokepads and, you know, other cards like that are a lot cheaper, to make the Ascended prices go down. But that won't happen with this set. This set will just start going down quickly. And because this set will, like, the first thing being released is booster boxes, is kind of what I'm getting at, right? So there's going to immediately be just this huge influx of packs being opened for this set. So that's pretty cool. You shouldn't see weird, like, 2-month delays on drops in market price for singles. the singles market should equalize relatively quickly. And so just give it a week or two. You don't have to rush like I do. Finish the set. If you want this to be one of the first sets you master, you will have a decent time doing so. It'll be a fun set to collect, a small set to collect, a nice entry point into the hobby, just like Journey Together. Honestly, just like Phantasmal Flames, if you have it a little bit more in your budget to go after some Charizards, you know. But eventually, Chaos Rising is going to be another small set, but eventually we will do, you know, another double set here in English that's going to be pretty tough to complete. So I look forward to that, but I'm going to enjoy the break for now. All right, so we got 2 packs left, and then we will switch over. We're going to sort all of our bulk here, put it in order, sleeve it up, and build that master set binder. I'll do that on a time lapse. If you like the uncut footage of that and want to hear me, you know, maybe ramble some more, then please do consider joining as a member, because that I do release those videos, those sorting videos, to members. And again, for those of you who don't join the Discord, that's a good way for me to get direct feedback from you. So I always love to hear from you. But let's get through this last pack, see our pulls. Oh, nice. And I talked about this when we opened up Nile Zero, but any game where there is a Talonflame is on my team. I love Talonflame. So what an awesome box this was. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 hits out of this booster box. And those hits are a special illustration rare, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 illustration rares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the regular EXs, and 2 full arts, including 1 Pokemon and 1 trainer. So that was a fantastic booster box. I mean, if the gold Zygarde was in that, it would have been a perfect booster box. But very happy with that. Let's switch over and start our sort and build. I mean, it can't really go much better than that. We pulled every card in the main set. That's a first. So the binder, as far as everything other than secret rares, is done already. Just in 2 booster boxes plus an ETB and a 1 single pack blister. So we also have a 3-pack blister to get through and maybe our Pokemon Center ETBs. But as you can see, I did 1 spacer card, and I am going to keep it at that instead of doubling up on every EX, because as you'll see, with the 1 single spacer card, all of the illustration rares will be here on this page, and then it'll just be 1 flip, and the set ends cleanly right there. So we will have 1 extra page dedicated to promos and variant cards like non-holo rares and stuff like that. So I'll fill this page out, and other than that, we mostly have work to do on this big double page spread between full arts and special illustration rares, plus a couple of illustration rares left to pull. So again, can't really hope for better than that in a 2 booster box opening. Pulled the Chase card that I wanted out of the set, already got a head start on the gold, and you know, we pulled probably what will end up being the most expensive full art. I mean, that was pretty great, right? So I'm very happy with that. That means that when it comes time to singles release day, I don't have to worry about reverse holos. I don't have to worry about EX cards, anything else. I will just focus on the few hits we didn't pull out of our, 82 packs today, and we will have this master set complete here pretty soon. So thanks for coming along with me, and I will see you here at the end of the week when we can buy some singles and maybe open up some more boxes. Thanks, everybody. Bye.